Okay. Today we're bringing to you The Early Years by Philip Rivers. A little later. A little later from what? Start out like that? Anyways, a little later, the dark Philip Rivers was taking a shit. She was having trouble though. It felt like days passed and still no sign of release. Help! Ah! Christ! When is this epic poo gonna pass? The dark Philip Rivers exclaimed. Her face wincing with effort, she made every effort in her little girl body to expel this demon thing from her curvy backside.
By this point, the dark Philip Rivers poo tubes were all bent out of shape. It has been a bad day. Just as the dark Philip Rivers was going in for another push, without warning, the bathroom door suddenly burst open. Unexpectedly, yeppers!
Well, hello, the dark Philip Rivers. An enticing voice gasped from the doorway.
Did you add the dark?
Nope. I didn't put that. I don't think. A mysterious figure posed leaning against the doorframe. His deep, sensual voice, which the dark Philip Rivers knew immediately. Her mind began racing and a nervous sweat began pouring from her face.
CP30, is that you? What are you still doing awake? He appeared in nothing but a towel, seemingly ready to take a steamy shower. However, he couldn't with the dark Philip Rivers nearby. They were like family now. CP30 was like her grandma. Any sane person would never allow their own grandma to see them in the nude. Right? Right?
He needs that confirmation. He wants to know if it's normal or not. Oh, I felt dirty from questing all day. You ever feel dirty, the dark Philip Rivers? Yes. I mean, no, never. The dark Philip Rivers shrieked. She became so immensely worked up, he cleaned her colon clear of the demon feces that had been clogging it. His voice also cracked like he was 13 again, but in comparison to the loud flatulence, who cares? CP30 heard, though, and giggled like an adorable little girl laugh. It sent tingles all up the dark Philip Rivers' spine. Oh, you've always been the shy one in the family, the dark Philip Rivers.
What just happened?
Character development. That's what happened.
The dark Philip Rivers was not shy at all. She defeated Jerry Seinfeld and blew up her evil machines, and now she suddenly found herself speechless. Was she going to see his metaphorical grandma literally naked? Little did he know that was merely a sprinkle on the ice cream cake of excitement that was to come.
What the? And before Philip Rivers could send the third word out of her mouth, CP30's towel dropped to the floor, revealing his swimsuit underneath. Philip Rivers noticed everything on him instantly. His lickable figure, and the tiny thingy colored birthmark on his rear, which made her feel awkward.
Still, the sight of his near-perfect body caused the dark Philip Rivers to feel funny in places she had never felt before. Heh. Oh my, the dark Philip Rivers. You're more impressive than I thought. Yeah. Thanks, CP30. You're cute too. This is so wrong. It raced through her head at lightning speed, but the beautiful, soapy body that stood before her spoke otherwise. His shapely body was everything the dark Philip Rivers could want in a body to make use of. Yet did family-like relationship matter?
So,
I'm so confused.
this one is so different from the first one.
She's on the toilet.
His metaphorical grandma.
Who is... Philip Rivers is on the toilet.
Yeah.
C3PO.
CP30.
CP30 is standing in swim trunks.
About to get in the shower with his wet, soapy body in front of his grandma, who just took a massive poop. But just as Philip Rivers was committing to a path that they couldn't go back from, Aunt Fanny from Robots 2005 burst into the toilet. What are you two up to? Nothing, said Philip Rivers as she casually slipped her pants back on. CP3O.
She didn't wipe.
You know, maybe the author thought that would be too grotesque to detail.
Aunt Fanny is in the toilet.
I think into the toilet is into the bathroom. Maybe. Anyway, she slipped her pants back on. CP3O, who Aunt Fanny from Robots 2005 didn't notice, picked up his towel and backed out slowly. Really? I was just having a shit. See? The dark Philip Rivers gestured to her shit. Oh, that's a shit alright. Okay, if you're done, we better go. So the dark Philip Rivers put her other pants on and left. Other pants? The dark Philip Rivers giggled. Fortunately, their traveling companion was as oblivious as ever and didn't notice Aunt Fanny had been fighting Jerry Seinfeld's troops all night. She had made quite a mess. CP3O winked at Philip Rivers when no one else was looking. Later, he mouthed at her silently so no one could hear.
One day, the dark Philip Rivers was walking to school when a stranger in the street said, "Could I have your autograph?" "Please, sign my book," said the tall, dark, attractive man. The dark Philip Rivers signed it and handed it back. "Here's my autograph," said the dark Philip Rivers. "To be honest, while I did want your autograph, I also... You see, The stranger hesitated. "I need your help urgently. Urgently. You must save us all." "What?" "We need someone strong and intelligent and mighty. You have been chosen. But I'm not that strong. I'm just a weak, nerdish school student," the dark Philip Rivers said, flexing her muscles. "Well, I always felt there was something weird about me. I never thought I would be assigned a mission like this." She lied. She lied. "You are the special." Sorry. "You are the special. Our magic beehive came to us in a dream again and told us to find you. You must save us from Jerry Seinfeld. We don't have the power on our own." "Very well, I suppose I'll help you." Suddenly, the dark Philip Rivers was sucked into an underground lab. "This is where we have set up our new secret HQ headquarters. There's someone that wants to meet you."
Our new secret HQ headquarters.
Yes, at HQ headquarters.
Headquarters. At that movement, a door slid open with a funny sound. Light shined from behind, and a shadow stowed there. "So this is the one we are after. She certainly looks as attractive as we heard." Aunt Fanny from Robots 2005 walked out of the light. "Greetings." The dark Philip Rivers was amazed. Always brilliantly modest. The dark Philip Rivers never dreamed of receiving such a compliment from great Aunt Fanny from Robots 2005. "Thank you. It's an honor to meet you." "The honor's all mine. No time for that now," said the dark Philip Rivers. "We have work to do."
Then our bloodthirsty gang knew what to do. They had to infiltrate Jerry Seinfeld's forbidden dungeon, but in order to do so, they had to wear a disguise.
Aunt Fanny thought long and hard about the best disguise. They couldn't be too obvious or threatening because then Jerry Seinfeld's guards could catch them. But they couldn't look too mundane because then Jerry Seinfeld's guards would never let them in. No, they had to be clever.
So Aunt Fanny from Robots 2005, after a suggestion from the dark Philip Rivers, came up with the best idea she had. They would dress up in gothic clothes. Aunt Fanny from Robots 2005's friends were a little skeptical at the idea, but they all agreed it was for the best. But where would they get the best gothic clothing to surprise the guards with the dark Philip Rivers? What? But where would they get the best gothic clothing to surprise the guards with? The dark Philip Rivers knew exactly the best store to go. Tramp Vamp.
So they all went there in the deep of the night. deep of the night, and took out the patrolling store guards with their silenced crossbows. You don't need to silence those. They're silent on their own. They don't make any, noise. Okay. Paw! Leaving only a single red dot in their forehead. CP30 deactivated the alarm, and so they could easily get into the store and take whatever they need in order to infiltrate Jerry Seinfeld's HQ headquarters.
Aunt Fanny from Robots 2005 put on nice, tight, studded leather pants, then a black tank top with My Chemical Romance logo on the back, and on the top of it, all a nice long leather coat with blood red streaks on the side. Then she painted her nails black and used red blood to draw little drops of blood on there. The dark Philip Rivers wore a short red skirt with long black stocking that had holes where the toes would go so she could still paint her toenails. And she also had a corset made from unicorns' guts that looked so awesome on her. Over this all, she had a long leather coat. CP30 also had cool clothes, but I'm running out of the imagination to describe it, so I guess he looked like Neo from The Matrix. I know it's an old movie, but those clothes look so cool.
Finally, they were ready to face Jerry Seinfeld. Later, Philip Rivers and CP30 were alone again. It's later, said CP30, pulling the dark Philip Rivers towards the bathroom. But what about the others? I'll just tell them you were helping me shower. They won't suspect a thing. True, they are all idiots. Then suddenly, CP30 was naked. The dark Philip Rivers wondered how he did that. He must have been nearly naked this whole time. The shower turned on.
The alluring look of her nudie comrade became too much for her to fathom, and her body started sweating.
There, the dark Philip Rivers sat, her gold pants pulled quickly down at his ankles. On a toilet full of poop, with her bodily fluids on full display, eyes bulging from her face, CP30 giggled as the dark Philip Rivers' dignity shriveled and died. But the dark Philip Rivers had always enjoyed that delightful snicker, even after she found out he was her own flesh and blood. Well, what do we do now? The dark Philip Rivers said, desperately trying to sound suave. It. We do it. It? Yes. It. We do it? Yes. Oh. And with that, CP30 jumped on the dark Philip Rivers. What little remained of her clothes plopped of quickly. Some fell in the toilet. Let's get you out of my toil dreams and into my bed.
What?
The dark Philip Rivers stuttered desperately, trying to be slick, yet he knew it was hopeless to be suave on the shitter.
When it was over, they cleaned themselves, the room and the nearby castle down. It took a while. Fortunately, they finished before any of their friends got back, so their little secret was safe for now.
So, out heroes met up with Jerry Seinfeld shortly thereafter. Unfortunately, no one witnessed the events that followed, and the survivors aren't willing to talk about their dramatic experiences. We do know that Jerry Seinfeld was either killed or fled. However, no body was found. The dark Philip Rivers was missing when they returned. I love the fact that the entire, climax
It's just gone.
is a sentence. While the intro scene of her using the restroom
Yeah.
is a 4-page essay. I love it. It's remarkably done. It's very outside the box.
The
Unique.
dark Philip Rivers, however, was dismembered. Their corpse found a few weeks later. Aunt Fanny from Robots 2005 returned a changed man. She had been triumphant, but at what cost? We may never know the events that happened that day, but one thing's for sure. This is not the end.
I love that. This is not the end.
That was fantastic.